Hello class, welcome to the online teaching services of St. Thomas High School, Mahua. Today, I Richa Parekh am here to further continue unit number 3 of Social Studies for the students of class 8th. Dear students, in the last lecture, we discussed that how was the Constitution of India formed. In this video, we are going to see the various features of our Constitution. But before discussing that, let's take a quick revision of what is Constitution and how was it formed. It is divided into how many parts and the rest. The Constitution of India is very dynamic creation of our lawmakers. The Constitution of India, as we all know, is the supreme law of our country, and every citizen of our country has to follow the rules which are mentioned in our constitution. The Indian Constitution is one of the lengthiest constitutions in the world, and it is also very detailed. There are 12 schedules and 448 articles in our constitution. Dear students, there are various features of our constitution which represents our Indian community. The very first feature is democratic rule. Before starting the textual concept, let's look what democracy is. Dear students, if I say in simple language that democracy provides the people with the power to govern, that means the people can govern the country. Democracy is an ancient concept. It is the main reason for incorporating democracy is to provide the people freedom to choose their own representative and save themselves from the other leaders. India has adopted the democratic system of government. Here, every 5 years, the general elections are held. The citizens above the age group of 18 are eligible to cast their vote, and any person, irrespective to his or her religion, caste, class or gender, can contest the election. That means they can represent their own political party and work for the betterment of the nation. The elected representatives will be ruled for the 5 years. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow the religion of his or her choice, as well as the freedom of speech, expressions and thoughts. That means the simple meaning of the term democracy was discussed, and according to the case, it was held that democracy is the concept, a political philosophy, an ideal which is practiced by many nations that is culturally advanced. That means the people can directly or indirectly elect the people, those who wanted themselves to work for the nation. Let's discuss the second thing, that is secularism. Secularism is mandatory to incorporate these terms to promote peace between various communities of the country. My dear students, our country is mainly known for its unity in diversity. A secular nation means that the government does not conform to the norms of any particular religion. That means each and every person has the right to select their own religion. They are not discriminated on the basis of their religion, faith or sect. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice. That means one cannot discriminate the other religion, and hence the rights are provided equally in order to follow whatever the religion want to. The very next part is republic. The concept of republic was borrowed from the Constitution of France. The term republic provides the people power to elect their own representative. The term republic is the basis of our constitution, as it ensures there will be no hereditary rules and also ensures that elections will be happening in our country. The President of India is an elected head of the state for the next fixed tenure. Republic means the government obtains government that obtains the power from public directly or indirectly. That means the people who is elected on the behalf of public is going to work for the nation and for the betterment of the citizen irrespective to their caste, class, religion or gender. Dear students, here is the chart of how the people are elected in central government. The president is the topmost head. The other wings of the president are the three parts, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature includes parliament and parliament includes Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The executive head includes prime minister and the council of ministers, whereas judiciary, which implements the law, includes Supreme Court. Let's see the wings of state government. The head of the state government is governor, and here also they are divided into three sub-parts, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature includes the state government legislative assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha or Vidhan Parishad. The executive, which includes chief minister and the council of minister, is divided into further two parts of local administrators, that is panchayat and municipal corporations. And the third wing, that is judiciary, includes high court, district court and subordinate courts. My dear students, here we are at the second part of the video. Let's discuss the third part in the next video class. Till then, you have to read the textbook and try to understand the difficult norms of this chapter. Meanwhile, stay tuned with the lectures, stay at your home and stay safe. Thank you.